Hello, welcome to this Life Rooms chat on positive relationships. My name's Ben, I'm a learning facilitator at the Life Rooms. I'm absolutely delighted today to be joined by Mark, who is representing service users with learning disabilities. And we also have Trish from Stigma Health. So, let's get to know each other a little bit. Mark, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself.
Okay. Hi, my name's Mark, I'm 25 and I've come to help with people with disabilities and get their freedom they deserve, so bring it on.
Love it. Thank you, Mark.
No problem.
Fantastic to have you
Thank
here.
Thank you. Pleasure.
And Trish, how about yourself?
So I'm a health promotion officer for Stigma Health Service, and I'm thrilled to be able to have this chat with yourself and Mark this morning, being able to talk about a positive relationship. Brilliant.
Brilliant. So today is positive, safe relationships, but it's actually part of a series of learning disability videos that you can watch on our YouTube page. Mark, we've got Trish with us, and Trish is the specialist from Stigma Health. Is there anything that, you've been thinking you wanted to ask Trish?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, what is the safety issue with these sexual relationships with disability people and how they would progress in that, and what would you think of that?
Okay, so it's really, really important that we support and acknowledge people with a learning disability to have a relationship, absolutely. And what we need is to have lots of people who are supporting that person to get on board and get involved with it. Just being able to talk about it is probably one of the most important things, I would imagine. You know, this is really good, us being able to have this chat, isn't it? But we need to be able to let people know that this is important. It's great doing this video, but it's important that people out there are able to do it as well. And, you know, learning about what is a relationship and what is a safe relationship and what do we actually get from a relationship. Yeah.
With regards to safe relationships, what does that mean? Do you think safe relationships?
Okay, what do you think?
I think where you're coming from. I think for a safe relationship, it's not pushing that person too far to do what you want. You have to give them time to progress in the relationship. You can't just say to someone, "Oh, let's do this and let's do that," and you're rushing things, and that person might think, "Hang on a minute, why is that person rushing me? I should be taking things slow." But I think people should acknowledge the fact that taking a slow relationship is a start, then progress. Once you're ready to have a proper relationship, get married, all that, once that step comes in, you know exactly where you're coming from at the start. I would say to people take it slow, take as much time as you need, and just do what you can, be happy with whoever you're with, and just take it from there.
Perfect. Yeah. Isn't that's absolutely perfect, because you're absolutely right. Relationships take time, don't they? And they take a lot of effort, and you can have ups and downs in relationships as well, but certainly taking your time. And I like when you said about having somebody push you into doing things. It's really important to be aware of that and to know that actually I don't feel right about this, and I feel okay talking about it and being able to communicate and say, I'm not really wanting to be moving that fast in the relationship. So that's really, really important message to put out to people.
I mean, I was in a relationship once with a girl. It went well until she said a remark to me which got me annoyed. Everyone found out. I said, we got on, and she said, "Mark, do you have a disability?" I went, "Yeah, of course I do." And she goes, "Well, that's the thing. I don't like people with disabilities, so you can just sling your hook and go." I was a better person, so that's why she said it. Oh. And the whole school found out, and they backed her up. They didn't back me.
Really? And that's a negative experience that you've had there, absolutely. And that's the kind of relationship that you probably don't want to be in, Mark. You know, it's good that was kind of explored at the start of the relationship. It probably hurt, I imagine.
It did, but I got over it.
But you get over it, yeah, okay. Because the more important thing is to know that it's not okay to be in a relationship with somebody who has that kind of attitude. Yeah. It's not right at all, is it? You want to be in a relationship with somebody who enhances your life, makes you feel good, makes you look forward to seeing them, makes you enjoy time with them. They're not making you. But that's how you'll feel.
It's a good thing you've said that, because I actually do have a new girlfriend and we are getting on brilliantly. Our relationship, the families have accepted us and we're doing just fine.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Was your family important to you in that
Yeah.
relationship?
Yeah, I spoke to them all about it and just like discussed everything every single day, and they're happy with it. The family's happy, so we're getting together again, time after time. So things are doing brilliantly. Everything's going well.
So important, isn't it, to have, you know, your family on board as well,
Yeah,
and
they are.
your loved ones.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Because your family are the ones that kind of create the opportunities, I suppose, aren't they, for you to be able to meet people?
Of course.
And ideally, they're the ones that you'll go to when things aren't going quite so well.
Yeah.
We shouldn't really struggle in a relationship on our own. We need to be able to talk to people and have somebody that we can go to and we feel safe.
Because there's a word I use when disability people get, you know, mistreated so badly by other people, they don't understand fully the extent of the damage that causes them. And I say to people time and time and time again, that's discrimination. You shouldn't say these things. Leave them alone. And I don't think everyone's understanding it, but once they do understand, they'll think, hang on a minute, I shouldn't have acted like that. I should have been more responsible.
So that sounds a little bit like, you know, there's boundary.
Yeah, there's boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah. In my experience, I have spoken to people who will have concerns about people with a learning disability having a relationship and exploring their sexuality. And often it's because they fear that it would increase the vulnerability. But you're absolutely right, there is a line, isn't there? And if you understand that you have rights just the same as everyone else to explore a relationship, then other people need to be able to accept that and get on board and provide the support and the education and the information that's required, definitely.
I mean, as you said about the sexual things, like when people explore that, if they say lesbian, gay, or anything like that, I always say to people, look, I wouldn't judge you. Do what you like. Be happy. And if people do that, it's discrimination, yes, again. So I think this whole country needs to accept the fact that they should be happy for them, they shouldn't judge. And by my standards, when I see it every day, thinking this is not on, accept the person that you have, accept who they are. If you can't deal with that, sling your hook.
No, it sounds a lot like stigma, doesn't it? What you're talking about is stigma, and it's reducing that stigma. And I guess, you know, being in relationships as well with a learning disability, there's a stigma towards people, aren't there, with learning disabilities, and even in their own families potentially, and people around them.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate, that, isn't it? I know, Mark, you're really lucky to have a family that support you to explore your relationships, and you're very passionate about yourself. But I am aware of people who have been very much discouraged from having a relationship. And they know themselves, it's what they want. They have the same needs and desires as everybody else, but they just haven't had the opportunities that other people ideally should have created for them to be able to, you know, have those opportunities. And the other thing is, when we talk about sex and relationships, it's about reducing vulnerability as well. You know, because I said before, some parents might be quite afraid of talking about sex and relationships, mightn't they? And encouraging that because they think it makes them more unsafe. But in actual fact, it works the opposite way. The more information that we can give and the more we talk about it, the idea is it's about empowerment, isn't it? And making people aware of how to stay safe, but enjoy the good side of a relationship as well.
I think you know, today is an amazing thing, really, that we're having these discussions as well, isn't it? And that we're sort of raising the awareness as well that people with learning disabilities have. So, Mark, you mentioned before that you were in a new relationship.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're supported in that relationship?
I am. Like from my mum especially, she understands where I'm coming from. She's the one who's been supportive. The family loves me and they accept it. Well, our relationship, they're happy with everything. So everything's working out just fine. We're taking it slow and steady. But in times in the next 3 years or whenever, the question will be like, we get married or do we have our own family, have our own kids? And my mum asked me the question, she said, Mark, if you had a child who had a disability, how would you handle it? And I said, well, I would support my kid. I wouldn't judge my kid. I'll be there for him every single time, so I wouldn't judge nothing.
That sounds brilliant.
Yeah.
Really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's ideal.
Yeah,
Mark,
it's
it really
ideal
is.
for everyone out there.
Yeah. What does a relationship mean to you?
It's like someone you can have a special companion, so you can go out every day, having fun, having a great life. So that's what it all means.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you said earlier on about respect and trust and
Yeah,
not judging.
That's right.
And that's an important part of
Yeah,
a relationship
It
as
is,
well
yeah,
for
it's all
each
built
other.
on trust. I think it's a good thing I'm getting into this because it will develop into the best way to have a new family, have something you have your companion you can depend on, and I would support my wife and I would help her with her disabilities, her mental health, everything, and I would be there for her every day.
Yeah, and support is really important, isn't it? Support, love, respect. These are all important parts of people with a learning difficulty being able to have a relationship as well. Yeah, definitely. And what do you have? So you have your family supporting you as well, don't you? Which is really, really important. Excellent. What would you say to people in society? 'Cause
I would say to everyone in the society, enjoy your life as much as you can, as much as possible. Get out there and just have a cracking time.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
I couldn't
yeah.
agree more.
What kind of things like would you consider like fun? You know, doing stuff together.
Just like being together, just going out in the wide world and just exploring new things, enjoying new food, having a nice drink, having a chit chat about your relationship, how it's working. And for me, I think the experience I'm having is just amazing. It's awesome.
Thanks very much, Mark. Well, I think this has been awesome.
Yeah, it has indeed.
The three of us talking. So
Yeah.
I just want to thank you very much.
No problem at all.
It's been a real pleasure, and thank you very much as well, Trish. That's us. Please check out our other videos on our YouTube page. Like I say, this is part of 7 videos on learning disabilities awareness. So check us out. Goodbye from all of us. Goodbye.